So I decided to go with a topwater lure. I am currently laying down, sketching up my design, watching YouTube, getting some inspiration, and we'll see how the process goes. So first I stenciled and cut with a handsaw, and then I started chiseling. I tried to do all this without power tools. It was about here I started thinking this is looking like a piece of wood. So I got back to chiseling. Did some sanding. And it was about this point I started to realize it was starting to actually look like a smooth piece of wood. Jokes aside, this is where I get started on the gills. I did this by drawing them out and then using the chisel to give them shape. So now I just need to finish the other side, but here's pretty much what the gills look like. And that's done, and it's back to sanding. Now that the gills are done, from here I need to cut in half to add the balance weights and the rattlers and the harnesses for the hooks and line. I put it in the vise and drew a line and began cutting it in half, one slice at a time with the scalpel. Once I had my two pieces, I decided I was going to sand them to remove any of the rough edges, while also being careful not to remove too much material. Here's what they look like when they're finished, and next I got the harness ready for where I'm going to be putting the hooks and tying the line off to. And I took my scalpel and cut out the pathways for that harness. Next, I went ahead and stenciled out where I'm going to be putting the rattlers, and took my scalpel and got to cutting. Now that I got that side done, I went ahead and did the other side off camera, and that's what it looks like finished. And I grabbed a piece of lead for the front and cut out a notch for it to stay in. Got my wood glue and prepared to glue everything together. I clamped the two pieces together overnight, and the following day I filled in all the cracks with baking soda and super glue. After giving the entire lure a little super glue bath, I sanded it and got it prepared for my first coat of epoxy. Here's how it looks after the coat of epoxy is fully dried. And here's where I really messed things up. I went to remove the hanger and couldn't get it, so I decided to cut it and accidentally cut the rear hook ring. So lucky for me, I had a replacement, so I went and grabbed one and secured it, and everything is okay. The way I actually got my eyes for this lure is I had an old Timo lure that I popped the eyes out of. Instead of spending more money, I decided just to go ahead and use those. I haven't noticed I already had one eye cut out. I went ahead and did it off camera to make sure I could. And this is me doing the second eye. And I also did a light super glue bath when I was finished inside the eye sockets to kind of give it a little bit of a waterproof coating. Next I am re-sanding the entire lure just to give it a little bit of a rough surface to help the paint adhere to it better. I also put painter's tape over where the eyes are going to go to keep paint out. And it was about 5 seconds into painting this lure this way that I realized that this was not going to work. So I decided to just hang the lure and pour the paint over it. And it actually came out better than I expected. So I let it air dry for the next 24 hours. So I went ahead and did one off camera to make sure I could, but once it was fully dry, I took my scalpel and used it to help me remove the painter's tape from the eye sockets. I grabbed the eyes and super glue and some baking soda and poured baking soda in the eye sockets to prepare to place the eye in. I did this by using a little bit of baking soda and a drop or two of super glue, and then lightly but firmly pressing the eye into place. I added some black around the eyes and gills and went ahead and initialed because, I mean, it's my first attempt ever making lure, so might as well. I also ended up adding a coat of glitter before actually applying the epoxy, and we'll see how it looks in 24 hours.